Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very welcome to today's video. Now, I had an email from one of my subscribers the other day, and she was just saying that she's having difficulty making money in the low content niche, in that she has put a couple of books out there, but they're not really selling well, and she was just looking for some ideas or some help. So I just thought I would help her out in this video, and not only will this probably help her out, but hopefully it will help some of you else as well too, who are maybe creating content, low content books, be that workbooks, planners, coloring books or whatever. And the first resource I want to show you here is something I discovered the other day, and you'll find it over on Wikipedia. Now, I'm sure if you type this into your search bar in your browser, or if you go over to Wikipedia and you do a search for list of hobbies in the search box here, I'm sure you'll come to this page. Now, if we scroll down this page here, you are going to find tons and tons of ideas on low content books that you could be creating today. Now, all these hobbies here, I am sure these hobbies, probably people are spending money on them. As you can probably see here, we have people who are doing fishing and flower arranging and all those different things. So I'm sure if somebody has a love of flower arranging, I am sure they're probably buying books, they're probably buying workbooks, and they are probably buying different kind of products to hopefully make them get better at flower arranging. But if we scroll down the list here, you're going to find tons and tons of ideas. Now, what I'd recommend to that lady that sent me the email, and yourself, if you're having difficulty coming up with ideas for low content books, what I'd recommend doing is maybe just getting a pen and paper, going through this list here and see does anything pop out to you, something that you might be interested in creating a product on, and then maybe taking the main keyword and then going over to the Amazon store, going to the book section and then putting that in, and just have a look and see, is anyone creating workbooks, is anyone creating planners, or is this a niche maybe that isn't being, it's being under served at the moment. Maybe you could actually step in and find a niche maybe that somebody isn't actually, or that nobody's using at the moment, or that nobody is creating content for, and maybe you could actually create some notebooks, some workbooks or planners or whatever, and then hopefully all going well, you might get some make some money from that content that you are creating. Now, you will probably find that people who are probably have a love of these hobbies probably are going to buy other things other than workbooks, planners and notebooks. You'll probably find that they might be interested in maybe mugs, maybe t-shirts, maybe wall art and things like that. So don't just limit yourself to thinking, well, I can only create maybe workbook or planner or notebook. You will find if somebody has a love of maybe table tennis or Sudoku or something like that, they may be interested in maybe a cushion, some wall art or some mugs or something like that. So you never know. So they probably do spend a lot of money on different things because they have a great love of it. So don't just limit yourself to low content books. Maybe think outside that. Is there anything else you could create on top of that? Now, in addition to this page here, as I said, if you go over to Wikipedia and do a search for that, it'll take you directly to it. But I want to give you another great resource that you can actually use so you can actually test these ideas. Is anybody interested in some of those things? Even though you have the list here, is anybody actually going over to Google? Are they actually looking for anything on this topic? Now, you're probably well aware, if you have bought my previous course on keyword research, one of the Chrome extensions that I used to use was Keywords Everywhere. Now, originally that was free, but it's actually turned into a paid tool. But it's not really an expensive paid tool at the moment. I think you can do thousands of searches for maybe $10 or so. So it's not very expensive. But if you are looking maybe for a free tool just to test out some of these ideas, to see is anybody looking for that particular topic that you're thinking of doing before you actually create the content, I'd highly recommend, if you have Google Chrome, if you go over to the extension store and if you do a search for Keyword Surfer. Now, you'll find the extension here. Basically, all you do is just add it to your version of Chrome, and just like the Keywords Everywhere plugin, it's going to give an idea of how many people are actually searching on that topic per month. Now, I already have it installed on Google Chrome, and if I go back to my search page, now comparing this plugin compared to Keywords Everywhere, if you have the Keywords Everywhere plugin, you're probably well aware that if you go over to Etsy and do a search over there, or if you go over to Amazon and do a search over there, it will usually put the numbers in the little search box, so you'll find out exactly what the numbers was. Unfortunately, Keyword Surfer doesn't do that. It'll only give you the volume of the searches when you do a search on the Google page. So bear that in mind. You'll only be able to do that on the Google search box. So as you can see here, I already have it installed, and you'll see a little banner here below the search box when you do come over to Google. And in this case here, as you can see here, I have done coloring book just to see what the average searches were per month, and it's telling me in the US there are 49,500 searches per month, and the value of this keyword is 81 cents. Now, maybe if you aren't aware of this particular value here, what does that actually mean? What this means is if I was paying for an ad to get my ad at the very, very top of the Google search results for this particular term, I would need to pay 81 cents to get position 1 up here on the page. So you will find as you are doing searches maybe for some of these hobbies, you might find that some of these hobbies are actually more valuable than others. And if you find that this value is going up higher and higher, what that means is when somebody types this particular keyword into Google, if that is a higher value, well, that means that that keyword is probably a paying one, and that means that someone who types that into Google probably is going to buy something on the other side of that. So bear that in mind when you're doing the searches. Bear in mind, the volume, but also how valuable that keyword is as well too. So when you have your that plugin installed, take some of those hobbies over here to the Google search box. Do a little bit of homework yourself just to see before you actually start creating anything, and maybe not to waste your time. Do a search on that particular hobby, see what the searches are like, see what the volume is like, and see does anything actually show up here. Now you'll also find as well too at the bottom of this page that you will find on the right hand side we have this large text box. Now this is also from Keyword Surfer, and as you can probably see here, if I scroll down through this box, I am going to get additional keyword searches that people are actually typing into Google on this particular main keyword. And as you can see here, and I'm not too sure exactly what that figure means here, this similarity, I think it means that that it's closely kind of related to the particular keyword. So it's probably anyone who types in coloring book, well, there's probably a good chance maybe some people are actually typing in coloring book pages as well too. So there's a kind of similarity between those two main keywords. I think that's what it actually means, but I wouldn't pay much attention to that. The most important thing I would pay attention to is the volume. What are the volume of searches on each of those keywords? So before you actually create your content, have a look and see, is any keyword more valuable than the other? Are you finding maybe that workbooks are further up the searches than maybe notebooks? If that is the case, well, then you should be working on notebooks and not creating maybe planners or whatever. Or you may find maybe if you do a keyword research on a particular hobby, maybe you might find mugs or t-shirts or something up here at the top, and you find maybe planners or workbooks are down at the bottom again, which means that you should be focusing your main attention on the things up here and less attention to these down here. But you may find maybe everybody is up here looking for all this content up here, but maybe nobody is creating content for these people down here, and that might be a small way of maybe just making a few sales on maybe a lower searched term. So as I said, go over to Wikipedia, find that page on the list of hobbies, and as well to go over to the Google Chrome store and then do a search for that Keyword Surfer. Get that installed on Google Chrome and then do your homework. So this is going to save you a lot of heartache and a lot of wasted time. So you'll know straight away if you are going to create some content today, be it workbooks, be it planners, mugs, t-shirts, whatever. You'll know straight away, should you be wasting your time on this? Is anybody actually looking for this? How much money could you make on it? Is it a valuable keyword? What is the value that Google is giving you for that keyword? And that'll give you a better idea before you actually start creating workbooks or planners, because unfortunately I do see a lot of people who are creating workbooks and planners and are making next to no sales each month, and the chances are good that it's probably because they are creating content for people that aren't even there, on topics maybe that nobody's even looking for. So instead of wasting your time, have a look and see how valuable are they, what are the searches like, and again to pay attention to what is coming up in the related searches. Now what you can also do is you can maybe put coloring book pages into the search box here, and then I'm sure it'll probably break it down again of what keywords are closely related to keyword pages, and again it'll give you the search volume for all of those. So hopefully that has helped that lady out, that she will have a better idea of the type of content that she's creating, and maybe also help you out as well too, if you are maybe scratching your head right now and you're saying to yourself, well, what kind of workbooks, what kind of planners, what kind of mugs, t-shirts, what could I do? Head on over here to Wikipedia page and you will find tons and tons. It's not just here, as you can see here, if I scroll down further, we have got outdoors and sports. So there are tons and tons of ideas that you could actually be creating content on today. But again, to use the Keyword Surfer and have a look and see, is there money to be made in each of those niches? So I hope this video has helped you out, and if you did enjoy it, I'm sure if this is on YouTube, whatever, if you'd like to give me a thumbs up, if you'd like to share it or leave a comment, I would greatly appreciate it. So as always, have a lovely day and thanks for your time today. Take care. Bye bye.